Other interesting cultural news, you have Snow White. Disney, well, they might be pulling the production. Now, this is due to a myriad of reasons. So there's rumors, these are a couple Disney fan sites where, of course, you have one or two people on the inside. And a lot of people are speculating that it's either going to be delayed or just permanently shelved because of Rachel Zegler specifically, as well as the ongoing strike with the actors, actresses, as well as the writer guilds of North America or America. Now, Rachel Zegler, a nice way of talking about her or describing her is insufferable. She's consistently come out ridiculing the original intellectual property of Snow White. And again, this is supposed to be a remake. If anything, one would think you'd be doing an honorable tribute. Even just making a remake of anything is a precarious, difficult situation for any creator to do, because inherently people are going to compare it to the original work, and more often than not, they'll have a more favorable outlook of the original because nostalgia is a thing, and most times when you're trying to replicate something, it's not that good. Disney in particular seemingly has a talent for making worse products over time. In terms of my favorite metaphor for Disney, at least again with the current staff and the current production, it's a copy of a copy of a copy. And if you have a photocopier at the house or a fun little experiment, take a photocopy of something, then photocopy the photocopy, and you photocopy the photocopy, the photocopy. Every time you do that, the actual image degrades. And it holds true with Disney films. Look at Marvel films, which they own. Every Marvel film, again, a perfect example of where we could just use AI or control paste, copy V. Every film is just actors come together, big explosions, no one really dies, you kill an alien and save the world. I mean, that's I just summarized 90% of Disney and 90% of Marvel. I mean, and again, they're not alone. I mean, Universal is notorious for the Fast and Furious movies. I mean, you just get Vin Diesel, sports cars. He says the word family in his deep voice. Family. That's more Stallone, but you get the idea. And they all have Coronas. Again, a perfect example of where AI is going to take those jobs, I swear. Now, Disney in particular, not only is she disrespecting the original versions, they changed the Seven Dwarfs, so there's no longer Seven Dwarfs. They actually took jobs away from the dwarf community because Peter Dinklage, the insufferable little dwarf from the Game of Thrones films or movies, TV shows, whatever you want to call it, bloody thing, he actually came out and he said it would be pejorative or negative to use little people in the film of Snow White, saying that they live in caves in the movie, which shows how he doesn't really know much, but it shows how he doesn't know much about the original work. They don't live in the caves, they worked in the caves and they actually found diamonds and gems and stuff. But he said, oh no, it wouldn't be dignified for him to have the role. Even though those roles could be a breakout, again, a Disney film, whether you like them or not, they'll get eyeballs. And this had the potential to change some careers. Just getting that first foot in the door. How many doors, again, there's not a lot of kind of pieces of film that's specifically written for that demographic. This could have elevated many careers, but he's kind of like the typical insufferable Hollywood actor where they made it and then they want to pull up the rope behind them or pull up the ladder. Or in this case, a step stool, a small one. But it just goes to show that was a controversy. You also had Rachel Zegler lambasting the whole idea of having a prince save her. And she was hinting that they might write out the prince completely. They also have the evil stepmother or who is this? Evil. They have the evil, what is her name? Apparently, the original one was about the jealous evil queen. And so she poisons her because she's jealous of her beauty. And in this film, she's more attractive than Snow White. So there's a lot. And then Rachel Zegler actually said she hates the original movie. And the ride at Disney would scare her. Which, again, your job is to advertise how awesome the intellectual property is, as well as the theme park. Because, again, they make a lot of money from the theme park. So, very insufferable. A lot of people are it's become a political issue, which, again, not great for movies because you're going to divide the audience. And a lot of people are calling it woke because, again, they're injecting feminist themes into something that was not originally that. And I don't see anyone rooting for this film. So a lot of people are speculating it's going to be delayed just because of the Actors Guild issues. A lot of people are saying it's going to be delayed just because of the politics. And some people are speculating they might shelve it, which Hollywood's done a couple times in recent history. And again, people think you lose money when you shelve a movie. You do, but you're cutting your losses because on average you're spending about 2x for advertising and marketing. So it might sound silly just to, after all this work to shelve it, but that might be the best thing for them to do fiscally. Also, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, he's been pretty adamant on cutting costs as much as possible. And when their movies have lost about $2 billion in the past, 12 films, what are the odds this will make money? What are the odds this would turn a profit? I would, 2%? Maybe? I can't help but think this is almost set up to fail because of all the controversy around it. You have the actress hating the original film. I don't think, and again, politically speaking, you'll get some people on that political ideology to join, so it's not going to be zero. They'll make some revenue off of it. But is that political ideology that is aligned to what this film is currently portraying as, is that audience large enough to warrant a profit on the film? I would say not right now, and I don't, with the pendulum in politics going back and forth throughout the years, I don't think that will grow enough to warrant this movie to ever make a profit, in my lifetime at least. But let me know in the comments. It'd be interesting to see. But when it comes to this current movie, I would say the outlook is not so good. Thank you again for taking the time to tune in. Try and get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September. I know it's a tall order, but if you click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you take the time to like and comment, the feedback is also appreciated. Try to make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.